This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem B'Kah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami Camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Psalm, chapter 94, verse 20, is that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and these heathens, from these other nations, all right, they are writing laws, all right, for their country regarding digital currency, okay? Once again, they are writing laws, all right, setting policies, regulatory policies regarding digital currency, okay? And this is how they're pushing this MOTB, all right, system, okay, by making sure laws are embedded in their country for their citizens to follow, all right? So when they pushed the Mark of the Beast RFID chip, it's going to be a law, okay? A law. Just like they have laws for cryptocurrency. And really, cryptocurrency is part of this MOTB system. This is the cause of all part. How do you get nations out of physical cash? You make sure you have laws, all right, on the books. Have what they called a regulatory framework. So, again, he framed mischief by law. So check this out. Since its birth in 2008, cryptocurrency has grown in popularity and became an important part of the global financial system, okay? Global financial system, all right? Everything is going digital, okay? And that's why, the Lord is going to judge these pseudo-Hebrew Israelites, all right, like IUIC and ISUPK, all right, who have not been talking about the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, have not been bringing up, all right, these talking points, all right, because this is prophecy, all right? John saw people getting chipped up, all right, and saw people, okay, having to use, all right, their hand or their forehead to buy and sell, okay? And you're clearly seeing what John saw. Like, you don't think John saw this? Cryptocurrency may significantly alter financial structures as they exist today and transform the next generation of money and payments. Right. Like El Salvador. El Salvador says Bitcoin is legal tender, meaning, okay, businesses have to receive Bitcoin as a form of payment, okay? So here's 75 countries, all right? This is from the AtlanticCouncil.org. You can look this up for yourself, all right? 75 countries, all right, that they're tracking, okay? United Kingdom and Hungary and India, okay, and Denmark, okay? That's why you see, like, India is legal, right? Denmark is legal, okay? And then you're seeing, like, other countries have a partial ban, all right? However, they're all going to go legal, all right, because this is all part of the he causeth all right? He framed mischief by law. Look at Iran. This is a great example. Here it is, Iran and America are at war with each other, yet Iran is still all right, um, allowing its citizens and its government to use cryptocurrency, all right, knowing fully well that cryptocurrency came out of America. We're talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin came out of America. The white paper, the foundation of Bitcoin, the creation came out of America. All right. And I've done my research, and I'm telling you right now, Bitcoin is a NSA CIA, okay, creation. All right. You can fact check that. However, Iran is willing to accept it, willing to allow their citizens to accept it, willing to allow, okay, the government to tax it. Interesting. And they have licenses too, okay? Because at the end of the day, Iran, just like America, are all with, all right, following the mark of the beast system, okay? The MOTB, that he calls it all right? Because at the end of the day, they answer to who? They answer to the real rulers of this world, okay? So this is a good example. Bolivia, they have their citizens are able to buy cryptocurrency. It's just their government still needs to write a regulatory framework, a law, all right? And I wouldn't be surprised once America has their regulatory framework, like the Clarity Act, that already passed the markup stage. Now it has to go to the Senate floor, all right? A lot of these Latin countries will just mimic what America has, okay? All right. Now this is snaky shit right here. China, general ban, right? So, but that's BS because Hong Kong, which is in China, so China's playing, playing little fucking games. Hong Kong is completely legal. This is in and this is in China, okay? So China's on board, okay? Just like Russia's on board, okay? Why is that? Because, again, they're forwarding this MOTB system, all right, to the world, to their people, okay? They're all in cahoots with each other. Scriptures remind, you know what? Psalm, oh, that's a good one, to Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Right, policy. All right, let's go into that word policy. Shakal, which means what? Prudence, insight, understanding, cunning, craft. Right, this is a cunning craft. All right, in a bad sense, that's right. Okay, because at the end of the day, it's the international bankers, which are ran by these JJs. They're the ones pushing this. All right. And telling these governments and these nations that they need to get on board. Okay. All right. And we already know America is controlled by these JJs, these 1940s, these small hats. Okay. So yeah. So Daniel chapter 8 verse 25, and through his policy also he shall cause crafts to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. Yeah. Oh, this whole technology, this is going to make life easier. No, it's not. This is total control. All right? This is about surveillance tracking. Okay? And again, this is all part of implementing the mark of the beast onto the general public. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand, right? Because at the end of the day, when the Lord returns, man, okay, all right, this whole system is going to be destroyed. All right, we're just waiting for that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. So now, I want to get Psalm chapter 2 because this is a good example of all the kings of earth are setting themselves, all right, and taking counsel together, okay? The real rulers of this world. Psalm chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Verse 2. The kings that are set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing. All right. This is a conspiracy of the kings of the earth coming together. All right. All right. Framing mischief by law. Okay. All right. How many countries have a cryptocurrency regulatory framework? Approximately 62 countries have enacted a comprehensive cryptocurrency regulations out of the 119 jurisdictions where digital assets are legal. Okay? Verse 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Right. And this is basically what these heathens want. All right? They want to disassociate themselves, okay, with the creator of heaven and earth, and basically establish their own, okay, new world order system where the Most High is X'd out, okay, and his son. All right. And that's why everything's going AI. That's why now AI is now people's source of information. AI is now people's source of getting any sort of wisdom or knowledge. All right. This is exactly what these kings have set up. All right. They don't want nobody to think about the creator of heaven and earth, especially our people, which are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? So this is a conspiracy. Now, let's go to the chip. Okay? He framed mischief by law, right? So I asked, how many countries are working on a regulatory framework for neurotech technology? There is no single exact number of countries currently working on a neurotechnology frameworks, as efforts range from the global United Nations, okay, ethics of science, I forgot what the CO means, initiatives to localized state-level privacy laws. However, over 80 countries are actively involving in transposing general neurotechnology ethics into their national legislation. He framed mischief by law, okay, through his policy, right? Because implantable devices span medical and ethical concerns, often referred to as neuro rights, global governance is highly decentralized. The following major frameworks and country-specific initiatives indicate where regulatory approaches are being developed. Right. Okay, and they're just saying this now. Eventually, it's going to be okay. And this decentralized is all bullshit. Everything is being centralized. All right, but they have to use these words to deceive the people, man. His tongue. This is the devil we're talking about. All right, his tongue is deceitful. All right, this is all being set up to centralize, total control. Okay. In fact, tongue deceitful. No, I spelled that wrong. Psalm chapter 109, verse 2. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with lying tongue. Right. So the point is that the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are in their tongue, man. They're lying. All right. Leasing. There we go. And these devils, they're going to come against us because we're totally against this. All right. And they're going to lie on us. They're going to slander us. All right. Psalm chapter 5, verse 6. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. Right. Okay. Because this is all about what these devils are doing is about total control. Again, he framed mischief by law. Okay. Now let's get back into this. This is an actual policy that was all right, sent out to all these countries called the Neurotechnology Toolkit to support policymakers, right? Meaning these are, what's it called? Guidance or tools for policymakers, meaning lawmakers, all right, to implement, all right, this technology into their country, all right? Innovation of neurotechnology. Come on, man. He framing mischief by law. So as you see right here, global and supranational frameworks. 194 member states formally agreed to an international recommendation on the ethics of neurotechnology. Right, this is in the United Nations, which more than 80 countries are currently using to build national standards, just like cryptocurrency. You see? The OECD, 39 countries, including US, Canada, Australia, and EU member states, have adhered to the OECD recommendation on responsible innovation in neurotechnology. So America, okay, is with this, all right, with this device, which is the mark of the beast, all right. So you got these pseudo Hebrew Israelites out there talking about the mark of the beast is sin in all its form, all right. That's incorrect, man, all right, all right. This is talking about a physical device being put in you, all right, which is the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. Again, they frame a mischief by law. Key national and regional leaders. Chile, the pioneering nation that became the first to enact the constitutional neural rights amendment, explicitly protecting human brain data and mental integrity. Right. Okay? Because they're going to pass these laws on, people's privacy. At the end of the day, it's still going to be in their country. Okay? And ultimately, their country, along with the other rest of the countries, are going to enact a mandate that everyone must get it. Okay? China, the US, and EU, their jurisdictions are global leaders in governing medical brain-computer interfaces, implementing life cycle safety tracking, and considering pilot-based regulatory sandboxes. Okay? All right? U.S. state-level actions. At the federal level, the FDA, the Food Drug Administration, oversees medical implants like the Breakthrough Devices Program, which states like Colorado and California have passed explicit first-of-their-kind laws to protect neural data. All right? They didn't ban it. They're just saying, hey, protect people's personal information, which is all bullshit. All right? Because the ones that want to see it are the elites. All right? The wicked. Okay? So there you go. All right? Now, we got to play this. All right? Because when this is the real Joe Biden, not the fucking double that they had walking around. Okay? This is the real Joe Biden. Look what Joe Biden told, all right, John Roberts, who is on the Supreme Court. Okay? Again, they frameth mischief by law. It has to be put into law. All right? To justify why you have to take this device. Just like the jab. What did they make? A mandate? All right? And then the quarantine, they had laws on the books so they could be able to quarantine people and told people they couldn't couldn't leave their home. This was all already on the books. They just applied the laws that were already on the books. Okay? So let's play this and I'll close out.
Academic exercise. For the position you will take in this debate will affect their lives in very real and personal ways for at least, God willing, the next 3 decades. And there is nothing they can do about it after this moment. And we'll be faced with equally consequential decisions in the 21st century.
Right, because he's going to be put in a position, all right, where he's there for life till he drops dead. That's why he said to the next 3 decades. All right. How old is John Roberts? And this was said back in the early 2000s. How old is Supreme Yeah, John Roberts. Here we go. 71. Okay. Chief Justice John Roberts is 71 years old. Okay, so he's healthy enough. All right, his brain is intact. Okay, to be able to pass this. Okay, he's only 71 years old. All right. That's why Joe Biden was so adamant to say you will rule on this because he ain't going nowhere. Okay. Oh yeah, Nero Wiles explained control crypto with your brain. Yeah, you can watch this because I don't want to make this too long. But let's play this.
Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body?
Oh.
Century. Can
Let's start from the top again.
After this moment, and we'll be faced with equally consequent, God willing, the next 3 decades. And there is no
God will.
For the position you will take in this debate will affect their lives in very real and personal ways. For at least, God willing, the next 3 decades.
Why did he say God willing for the next 3 decades? Because he's gonna, meaning, you're gonna be alive, all right, for the next 3 decades. Because I believe he was when this was being discussed, he was in his late 50s, early 60s. Okay, all right. Now he's in his 70s. All right, and we see what's going on. All right, in the world regarding this, the cryptocurrency laws and the brain implant laws. So yeah, all right, things are being written, policies being made. So he's gonna be alive to rule on this.
And there is nothing they can do about it after this moment.
Right, and there's nothing they can do about it after this moment. Meaning, okay, they can't remove this guy. All right, he's there for life. Okay, unless the Lord decides to take him out and put somebody in. But that was the point.
And we'll be faced with equally consequential decisions in the 21st century. Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement? There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over. Can brain scans be used to determine whether a person is inclined toward criminality or violent behavior? You will rule on that.
You see how adamant? This is the Joe Biden, all right? Not that fucking whoever the fuck was president. This is the real Joe Biden, okay? But again, okay, they frame a mischief by law. They have to pass laws on this, okay? That's why with this whole Clarity Act with the cryptocurrency, all right, they had a markup. Now it's got to go to the Senate floor, all right, and it will pass. And the whole idea is to basically make it symbolic, and they're going to have Donald Trump, all right, sign the Clarity Act into law around July 4th, 2026, all right? So, yeah, okay, he frames mischief by law, all right, through his policy, man, okay? All right, this is all craft. This is all being set up to force the people to take that device, that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. Again, all right, you can look this up for yourself. One more, you pseudo-Hebrew Israelites. Jeremiah 23:1. Woe be unto the passive, destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Right. Those that are saying that the mark of the beast is sin in all its form, or it's an embargo, or it's sleeping with Edomite women, or it's Christianity, or it's big corporations and small businesses. The Lord's going to destroy y'all, man, unless y'all repent, because you're scattering the sheep. You're causing confusion. There's clearly evidence of laws being written on this technology to be put on the whole world. So you're going to die, all right, if you keep teaching this bullshit. The Lord's going to kill you and your family. 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord. Right, what you're doing is extremely evil. Sin in all its form. Oh, remember the fucking Nero's money? That was fucking bullshit. So yeah, you other camps out there that are playing fucking games. The Lord's gonna kill you and your family. You keep causing confusion, because what you're doing is evil. All right? And I don't talk in circles. I'm straight to the fucking point. And with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Lord, brothers, keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying, pray without ceasing, pray for each other, pray for the apostles, elders. We're almost out of here. To the few that are watching, keep studying when you pray for each other, cover Shalom.